The Tsukuda hobby repop of the Monogram Buck Rogers Starfighter used to be fairly easy to come by, relatively, in Japan, until I opened my big mouth, apparently. I can only assume it's my fault. I don't know. It's just that I have come across these in the wild on occasion, and it's always in hobby shops that are on the beaten path. I first saw one of these, and I bought one, actually. It was in Shimokitazawa in Tokyo, and it was like a memorabilia shop. Like, I saw my old Pac-Man lunchbox and my Return of the Jedi lunchbox when I was a kid in the 80s, and a whole bunch of stuff. And then way up on top of the shelf was one of these Buck Rogers Starfighters. I'm like, oh my gosh, no way, dude. I paid like 5,000 yen or something like that, not too unreasonable. And then there was a hard off in Kofu in Yamanashi Prefecture. I found one, and it's actually this one here, 2,000 yen. And the box and everything was in a better shape than the old one, so I ended up selling the other one for like on eBay, right? It was like probably double what I had paid for, I guess. I mean, I'm just guessing. So anyhow, yeah, this is the one I kept. And then there was another one I found. It was like in some off the beaten path model shop. It wasn't in Fujioka. I think it was the next town over from Fujioka in Gunma Prefecture. And anyhow, so that one I sold to somebody. But yeah, this is the one I kept. Okay, so yeah, I've noticed that on Yahoo Auctions Japan, these have gone up in price. Well, I have had this for a while, and I just couldn't resist but to do a test fit. So here we are, and I had done a video on this quite a long time ago, showing this model kit, and where is it? Alright, there's this Resin pilot, and this guy's got quite a nose. Doesn't even resemble Gil Gerard, but you know, whatever. That's not the point. I didn't mind that so much. It's just that the dude doesn't even fit inside the cockpit. And I think maybe he does now. Because, look, I had to, like, cut off most of his ass. Yes! Just to get him to fit. But as you can see, it's like, the instrumentation is way up here. There's, like, nothing here at all, right? So what is he gonna do? He's just some guy, you know? I think after I cut off most of his butt, he can actually fit, because the way it was, like, he couldn't fit inside the cockpit. It wouldn't even close down on him, right? So anyhow, this is a rather fantastic model kit. The only problem is the cockpit interior. Well, I found an STL file. Actually, it was like the whole thing, right? I don't care about the rest of it. I just want the cockpit. So this guy I know in Japan, he has a 3D printer, so I paid him to do that, to print it out for me, and it's probably coming. I'll probably receive it before I even upload any sort of video on this whatsoever. So yeah, as for now, don't worry about that. I'll just show it when I get it. Anyhow, other than the cockpit, this has really good detailing, right? So I've taped together the engines. They have really nice detail on the engines. This is going to be fun. So I'm going to definitely line it down. Definitely. I mean, if you really want to get all goofy, you can, you know, they have like aftermarket landing gears, I guess. I don't know. It comes on a stand, and it's where is it? It's around here somewhere. I assume that these decals are fine. Oh yeah, here's the clear, right? That's the clear parts. Yeah, these actually look really, really nice. And I scanned these, and I shrunk them down. And I used them for this guy here. So, yeah, the Earth Directorate decal, the emblems on the sides and everything, these pseudo rainbow stripe thingies, right? I just shrunk them down to fit this. This is roughly 1/144th scale. My friend in America printed this for me, Blake, and I did that. It was on an update channel. I have the standalone video. It's on my Odysee channel. So anyhow, these are really nice. So hopefully I can probably use these decals. If not, like I said, I've already scanned them, so maybe no big deal. Now, the engines. I'm gonna light the engines. So what I have done is I've taken this and I built up with epoxy putty this socket, and if I get an LED, I believe a 5mm flickering blue LED is what I'm going to go with. I might do white, I don't know. Let me just get one of these LEDs out. This is 5mm, and I now have a socket where that goes into. Okay. So what I will do is cast this in clear resin. Okay. But yeah, so where's the there we go. Flicker, flicker, flicker. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. It needs flickering engines, because that's just the way the Glenn Larson shows are, right? Battlestar Galactica. You don't really get much engine flicker on the Star Wars stuff until like the more recent stuff. The more recent Star Wars movies and crap that are dumb, but whatever. So, alright, so yeah, you're obviously you're not going to see me cutting these parts off the sprues. That's all boring anyways, right? So what am I doing here? Look, what is this? Oh gee golly, this just so happens to be the upper decks of the Galaxy Quest Protector. Oh my. Well, I'm going to be casting that in clear. That is a project that I have way in the distant future, I guess. So here we go. I'm going to be casting this guy and this as well. And I may as well, if I'm going to be doing casting and stuff in clear, I'll get the Colonial Viper pilot figure and cast his head in clear. So anyhow, as far as the Buck Rogers go, it has a figure that looks a lot nicer than that one I just showed you, and he's also going to be printing Tweaky to put him in the back seat, because it's like a front. You know, there's a two-seater. You know, there's in the show you see there's always a back seat, and the Buck Rogers Starfighter, right? I think it's called a Thunderfighter, even though it's not actually called a Thunderfighter in the show. Anyhow, I need to go ahead and here, block this stuff off. And if I might, there we go. What am I going to do here? Obviously, as you can see, I left it on here, on the runner here, so I can just use the runner to inject the piece. What I believe I shall do there. Cut this guy off. have it go like so. Okay, this is what I like to call it Oyumaru, but really this is just the 100 yen shop generic stuff. It's colorful plastic clay. I get the clear kind because it's clear. And soak it in hot water, right? And I get this. So, let me just break off a big piece here, and I'm going to just plant this deep here into this. What you do is just get it super hot, and gonna create some locator indentations. There we go. Alright, let me look at how this looks here. Ooh, I think that's a good... There's no air bubbles in there. I think this is going to be a good fit. Alright, now, while that is cooling, I recorded a whole lot of stuff, and I ended up... I'm not going to use it. I am just not going to use it. The theory was good, but I screwed up big time. Alright, so many years ago I created this socket. This will fit 5mm flickering LED. And yeah, I made this out of epoxy resin. And I tried to cast it in clear. And that's what this is. I made silicone molds of this. And it just was not injecting. So here's leftover resin here. It just wasn't working. Now I think in theory it would be fine. What I could have done perhaps is to create a channel going up this way, because it was mostly filling in, but like the top was not filling in. So what I should have done, and I could probably do it like really easily right now, is just create a channel going all the way up. And then, so then when I fill in here, it should kind of pop up here. I had this guy here, like this, right? And it was popping up here. What I should have done is have a hole here, and it would have been popping up both holes. And that way I'd know for sure it would be working. So, something just fell on the floor. I don't know what it was. I'll look for it later. Alright. I tried this Mr. UV clear putty, and it wasn't working. This gets kind of warm, and it was melting this plastic putty. I don't like that. So I went back to this craft resin, and so what I tried doing was making a mold of this with this plastic putty, and it just didn't work out very well at all. So I completely give up. I'm not going to use this. I don't think I'm going to use this. I was casting it in clear resin, and I give up. This way it should be a lot easier, so I'll just have to build up like a little socket. Maybe I have some ideas on what I want to do with that, I guess. But yeah, I like this idea. I think my friend Gary, he's the one that gave me this idea, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to work. So yeah, let's take care of this layer. I'm going to put this in the freezer, let it cool off. I went ahead and applied some Mr. Silicone Barrier as a mold release agent, just because I don't want to have to deal with trying to get this thing apart, right? So I'm going to sandwich this guy here like so. There. Put this back in the freezer. So hopefully it's gonna be easier to pull apart. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay. This is just regular resin, craft resin. Okay, resin, UV light. Just have to be patient now. Okay. All right, all I have to do now is trim away the flesh. Dun, 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 dun. And
good night.
Good night, love. Okay. I'll be going to bed pretty soon myself. Alright, so where is that indentation? Where is it? Pickle spiders. Here we go. Wait. God, I can't see anything. I'm getting old, man. I think that's it. Right? Isn't that it? Huh. Okay. So it's basically an exact copy. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. This will get it more easily. There we go. Okay. Let's give this a shot. And look at that. Oh my gosh. Let's shine a light up into here. And yeah. Ooh. Ah. Nice. That's pretty cool. Alright, I just need to make another one. With clear blue, I thought I'd do the back of these little discs. I made 4 of them, just to make sure that, you know, I can choose the nicest ones. Because I'm planning on using white flickering LEDs, and in this way it'll just have a bit of a bluish tint to it. Okay. Tommy X19 smoke. You notice this is like one of those big ass jars from like what, 14 years ago? Bought this in America. Let's just paint this crap on here and see how this goes. You know, at this point I don't even know what's gonna happen. Maybe that's okay. Kind of want it in the notches. And then I might go over... Oh yeah, I need to get the middle too. Let's just, yeah, see how this goes. Alright, after this dries, I will shine a light through it and see. Because I thought that the blue would be a little bit more subtle coming from the backside, but we'll see what this looks like after the paint dries. And I think I might want to go over the ridges with like regular black paint. Who knows? Who knows? Alright. I was just, the reason I'm doing this is because kinda just wanted it to just look darker when it's turned off, and then when you turn on it looks blue. So it'll look good with the lights turned off. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Why are you even watching my stupid channel anyways? I think I suck. Alright, something to pay attention to. So, these stabilizers slide right into these slots. And I believe they are designed in such a way that you're not going to make any mistakes. You see, there's that little protrusion there, and there's a analogous hole here, so you're not going to accidentally put it there by mistake, and that's great. That is really great news. All right, so what you do is, you know, it does kind of just straighten out there. The thing is that this part here, if you can see that, right? You have like these little teeth here, and they kind of hold. They kind of hold on to that just like very loosely. Just actually not really. They don't even really hold on to it. They're just there actually. You know, second thought, maybe you don't even really need these things. I'm thinking maybe they're not even that really necessary. I don't know. What you could do is put a bunch of like epoxy putty and then just kind of stick it through there. I guess that is a possibility. I don't know. Well, what I am thinking of doing, well, it's something I definitely have to do, is if I'm going to light the engines, I will need to get my pin vise here and drill a jibungus hole here. Okay, I guess that's how it goes. Alright, so let's start with the 3mm first, I guess. Okay, so wires are going to have to come through here. Alright? And to show you again what's going to happen is you got the engine here, and there's that little locator tooth there that kind of has that go there. Okay, so so of course this is hollow, so that's going to be easy. What I need to do, however, is like, for example, like right here, and I also need to make sure that, hold on a second, Okay, so if this is going like this, alright, I need to make sure to drill the hole here so that the wires do not interfere with the stabilizer that goes in there. Okay. I think I've almost got it. There we go. Okay. And on the corresponding side, here we go. Second verse, same as the first. Jackie's a punk, Judy's a runt. We both went up to Berlin, joined the ice capades. And I don't know why. Oh, I don't know why. Perhaps they'll die. Oh yeah. Perhaps they'll die. Oh yeah. Perhaps they'll die. Oh yeah. I think I can maybe use my rotary drill thingy to open these holes up a bit more. As it is, it's a start. Okay, this is Model Cast in shade black. We've since reformulated this stuff, so maybe I've assumed it's not so thick. This is a light black paint. Well, this, I was just kind of trying something new, really. Just kind of hit and miss, really. I just thought I would try something. So, painting blue on the backside and then smoke on the outside. I thought maybe when it's powered down it'll look gray, but then when you turn the lights on it'll look blue. That's what I was kind of going for. As it is, I mean, well, you can't really see it on the camera because it's going to be too washed out, but I'm just going to remove the smoke color. It doesn't even really matter very much. Again, I don't know. I don't really see a point in doing this. On top of that, it looks kind of glossy, and I don't like that. So I think I might just get a swab with some paint remover and get rid of that. When I had used this, and you know, I was attaching it with this chopstick here, some of the blue paint peeled off, and this one here, I only need 2. I guess I'm not even going to bother with that one, but yeah, that's what happened. So I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and just remove the paint. All right, let me try to show you what's been happening. All right, so it's been I started this endeavor like the beginning of June. It's now the beginning of August. Okay. Now, this little protrusion here is due to this is where the stand plugs in. Okay. Now, I did get some 3D resin printed parts here. Now this is from the guy Ted, and he lives in Japan. And okay, so like what I've done here is I put the clear canopy in place. There is that little protrusion, and I sanded it off, and I shouldn't have, because it actually acts as a locator tab to plug this on top of. I guess it's not a big deal, but oh well. Alright, so the first thing he sent me, and it was a bit of a failure of communication, I suppose. He printed this out. Now, this is what I paid for this, and I sent him the files, and I thought that he would print out. Cause I'm ignorant about 3D printing. I don't know what sorcery is necessary to make this stuff happen. There are different STL files for the Buck Rogers Starfighter. Now, what I had made, what I had bought and I sent to him and he made for me, there was supposed to be like the front part, and there's nothing. He didn't print that out, and it's just like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is just empty here. He came up with like a really cool thing, which is this, and I'm like, yeah, it's like basically take this and put this onto here, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, let's go with what you got. That looks nice. And I should have been a lot more clear with the communication. Also, like, I don't know, just a bunch of emails that weren't I don't get a response to, so I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. This is, I realized, is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So even if I did try to like construct my own front part, it wasn't gonna work. Now there is another STL file, and that's what this is, and it comes with a pilot figure here. And this is like, oh my gosh, wow, look at that. Ooh ah. It's way more detailed, right? So here, there's like a little bit of instrumentation on the sides, but not a whole lot. It's pretty boring, right? It's nice and thin here, but it wasn't gonna fit. This is just slightly too large, I found out, and I just tried and tried and tried. It would not work. I mean, it's pretty much the proper size, as you can see, but I think maybe that seat needs to be a little bit smaller. It just wasn't gonna work. So yeah, this is kind of a waste. Oh well. This one works a lot better, except that he had to take out the seat here. It just was not going to work at all. He says it just doesn't fit right. As it is, like obviously you don't see his legs. He doesn't need legs. I think I might have to cut that out. I'm not sure. Also, one thing I did ask is Tweaky, and he did make he somehow repositioned the legs from a standing to a sitting position, and he can actually fit here. And my one request is that there was like a hole put in, and it goes all the way up into his head. You can't really see it too well here, but it does go all the way up into his head. This is tapered, so it doesn't, after a while, it doesn't fit in there anymore. I want to have lights for, like, because, you know, Tweaky has like these little lights on the sides of his head, and also the Dr. Theopolis, and on his chest I want to have that lighted as well. So I will drill a hole in the bottom of the seat here so that Tweaky can sit here, and that's just fantastic. Now let me take these guys out here. For this console to be lighted, though, it's kind of, I mean, it's cool and all, but something's gonna have to happen here. Now there are these two little screens here, and there's nothing behind here. I think I'll just have to put some SMDs or something and have the wire sticking out, I guess. For the main screen here, I might try to print out like a decal with like a marauder. Anyhow, this is totally solid here. What I should have asked him to do is, like with Tweaky, just have like an empty hole here, and it'll be like an upside down L, so that it'll come down and then down like this, so that you can feed the wires and put it an LED. So which means I'm gonna have to try to drill this, and that's my fault. I should have asked him to do that for me. Otherwise, though, this is really, really cool. And it, in theory, should fit. Now, it does fit if I don't have the clear canopy. And the problem is that this is kind of interfere here. So what I will have to do is cut out the back window here of the canopy, which doesn't matter because you're not going to see anything anyways, because this is all filled in here, right? I'm going to have to use probably my rotary tool and just carefully cut that out to get that to fit. And once that's done, though, then I will have to assess how this is going to fit into position, because it looks like it mostly fits. Now, for the actual Buck Rogers Starfighter that this STO comes, because like there's like this whole thing, right? And I asked him, don't print that out, I just want this thing, right? And plus this crap here too. I just told him, don't print, you know, I just want the cockpit tub here. Really, really nice detail here. I think that looks fantastic. All right, so is it gonna fit perfectly? Well, it's supposed to be, you know, fit perfectly for the Starfighter, that, you know, the whole enchilada. To get it to fit here, I don't know. I'm going to have to, you know, he I don't know, he doesn't have the clear parts himself, because Ted actually has this very same kit, but he doesn't have the clear parts. So anyhow, I'll end the video here. Next, I'm going to have to cut out this back part here, because it's not even necessary. And then I shall see if I have to somehow maybe cut this down to size, get rid of this perhaps, and have it mounted on like a hole behind here maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. But the way I see it, this video's gone on long enough. When he did send me this thing, what I did actually, I cut out like totally. I was really busy. I was super busy. This is the model part, right, with the seat and everything, but there's like nothing, there's no console except it's way here up forward here, right? I totally cut this all out. I was like trying to salvage what he sent me, and I figured, you know, maybe it's just my fault, because this is made to fit perfectly into this here, right? And then from there I thought, well, maybe if I can just get this here, but as you can see, it's just not wide enough. Or I'm sorry, it's just too wide, I should say. It doesn't really fit very well. Even still, this is not gonna fit on here, right? You can see here, it's just like, it's not gonna fit. Well, all that work for nothing. I thought I was gonna use this, but in the end I don't care, because this is gonna look fantastic. So just stay tuned for the next video. I don't know when that's gonna get around to doing the next video on this. It's already been a couple of months. Most of it is just kind of waiting. But in the meantime, though, of course, I can definitely start painting, and I'm really looking forward to painting the engines on this. It's gonna be, I hope it's gonna look really, really cool. Now, let me get my pointer here. Okay, so you got this stuff here. All right, these are the guns. Now, when you watch the show, you just see like these two big solid lasers, but they're actually like, there's like quad lasers, and they just kind of converge and form one big laser on the port and starboard, which is cool. But you get good detailing here, but not here. It's just they didn't have slide tooling back in the 70s. So I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna use some copper pipes and put them on the sides, and maybe I can just use what I've got here and just drill a hole, maybe. Or I might end up cutting these out and replacing the whole thing with copper pipes for uniformity. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to decide that later. So, yeah, and then get busy drilling, I guess. Thanks for watching. I'll just upload the next video whenever I feel like it. So until then, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So long. Thanks for all the fish.